We on?
We on right now. We live. We live. We live. What's good?
We live, baby. La,
Yeah, you
da,
know.
da, da.
Welcome to the one and only Literally Anything podcast. Podcast with you. We up and moving and rolling. We appreciate y'all being with us. We running a few minutes late because life happens. I'm out here trying to gather my young boy. I've seen me mad stuff out here in the airport doing my thing, but that ain't what's important. Important is we here for the people, regardless. So, brothers,
Yes,
I know
sir.
we can't help but to notice brother left and his wonderful best Ron Isley. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna let
La,
you go
da,
off, man. I'm gonna let you go off,
da,
brother.
da.
I ain't
Listen, I
even
know
gonna
you're
belabor it. I'm gonna let you go off.
contagious, so touch me, baby. Give me what you got.
Bro, can we talk about how them lyrics is suspect as hell? Like on the go back, like you're contagious. Like, hold up, shorty.
What you got?
Yeah,
and
what is
then he
it?
wanted it.
Is it?
And
Yeah.
you know what the sequel is, right? You know what the sequel is?
What's the sequel?
The sequel is we be burning, no concerning what nobody gotta say.
Facts. Left.
Sexy lady,
Talk to
drive
people
me crazy, drive
about your
me
inspiration.
wild.
Talk to the
Well,
people about your inspiration, man.
well, my brother. I just I've been seeing the ladies. They've been talking about how they want that sugar daddy. You know what I'm saying? Here I am, right here for you. What you wanna do? I got it all for
Oh
you.
man, this is gonna be
Yo,
wow. Okay, this is what we
I'm
doing.
gonna get beat the fuck up, dog.
This is what we doing though.
We're on
Anyway,
episode 5. We're on episode 5 now, right?
yeah, this is number 5.
Yo, we have officially surpassed a month. Like, this is dope.
Hell yeah, yes. Shout out to us. That's why
Yeah,
I
man.
couldn't cancel or postpone and none of that because I felt like we started out at 8 o'clock and we scooted over to 7:30. Our numbers been climbing on 7:30, so I don't even want to mess with the flow. So we here, man.
Right.
We here.
Mhm.
So let's get into this verses since Mike put it down. We're gonna start on that because why y'all hate Steve Harvey so much? Like I get why y'all. Let me refrain. Let me refrain. I know why y'all hate Steve Harvey. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm saying is why was y'all so mad at that brother for being excited to be around people he grew up loving? That's what I didn't get. Like
Bro,
we can't never have
you
no
wanna know
fun
what
with
it-
shit.
You know what it is? When motherfuckers, when people turn their back on when the perception of somebody turn their back on the culture, right?
Right.
That we get upset about it. Like Steve Harvey, you've been cursing my whole life. Now for some reason you want bro, he found God. Like, and also maybe because I know he still be cursing in his personal situation, but
right.
I watched the I-85 South show and they had Bruce on there, and Bruce was saying how easy the Christian circuit is and how much money it is on the Christian circuit. So he said that's why a lot of comedians don't really be in that world for real. But they believe in God, and then they end up moving into that arena where you could breathe and then Jokers is busting guts. You know what I mean? So
right.
I think that jump to clean comedy and all that is what people don't like. But I mean, also Steve Harvey kind of corny, bro.
So here's the thing, and I think a lot of females and women and ladies and queens and all those adjectives that describe those beautiful people so well, they don't like him because he's full of shit on that note. Like, and I think that's really more what it is. Like, bro wrote the book and then was on some other shit, and then it got turned into a movie, and he really thought he was like a relationship expert. Like, bro, you're
with a whole failing marriage.
You've been married 17 times. Like, I think he lost a lot of the ladies with that.
I mean,
That's
one would be able to argue that he's probably married every woman type he talking about in his book. That's where he got them archetypes from.
I mean, listen, you gain knowledge by fucking up a lot. That's just a fact.
Experience.
You know, now what you do with it is a different discussion. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. What you do with it is a different discussion. What?
Like, I mean, they say, my bad, that was me. They say experience is the best teacher. So,
yo, what you got? You got his laugh on the laugh track?
No, it was
That's
I
crazy.
I was about to say that brother was prepared.
Yeah, I was prepared. Like, but no, what I feel like is, you know, like the point KP just said was that, you know, people realizing that he's full of shit, and he's been full of shit for years.
Mm-hmm,
you know, he sit back and do this holier than thou thing nowadays or whatever, and he talk down on people, kind of like how, you know, young people got mad at Bill Cosby because Bill Cosby was, you know, talking down at people.
Right.
He became the same thing that Bill Cosby became, you know, in that old head vibe or whatever. Like, he became the same thing, and now it's like, no, dude, we don't fuck with you. Then on top of that, you start telling people about how to deal with relationships and shit like that with your fucked up background. And then he just, I don't know, like he fucking corny. That above all other things, you know. So like when this situation happened, it was just like, I think people was waiting to fry that motherfucker. Like he got on there and just yeah. God damn it. You know, like he really went in and kept interrupting them and shit. Let them get through their mix, man. Let them do what they do.
This before we had cell phones. Like, yeah, nigga, we know.
He hit him with the cell phone line quite a few times.
Twitter. Shut the fuck up. So for me, it was just a thing where I just like he irks, like he hits that nerve for me. So it was just like I was ready to be like, yeah, fuck that nigga. Like, fuck that nigga.
No, I can respect that.
I used to fuck with Steve Harvey though. The Steve Harvey show was undefeated, bro.
Yeah, Steve, like it, and it's crazy. It's like before you started finding out the fuck shit that was going on with him behind the Kings of Comedy shit. That's, you know, everybody was cool with him. But then when you found out that he went behind Bernie Mac's back trying to get that role off of what was it? Charlie's Angels. He was trying to get the Charlie's Angels role off of Bernie Mac, telling them that he's a better fit for the role. Like, when you start hearing about shit like that, you like, damn, you a snake ass nigga. You smiling in my face.
Bosley?
Yeah, I believe so. So
wasn't Bill? Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, like when you do stuff like that, you know, you get put into a certain box, and I can't fuck with you. That's not cool. It's not.
I mean, because more than anything, that's speaking to your character, and you know, character is a lot. You know what I mean?
So Bernie Mac character's name was Bosley, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Didn't Bill Murray play the same character in the sequel?
He definitely did. He definitely did.
They couldn't get another nigga.
Nah, we going with Bill Murray. Sorry,
I love Bill Murray.
And I think he was trying to. And I think he was trying to steal the Oceans roles from him too.
He wouldn't have worked in that role. Bernie was perfect for the Oceans joint.
Yeah, Bernie was definitely.
Yo, Bernie really. I don't. How come we don't put Bernie in that top 5 conversation?
Some people do. I hear his name. Yeah. I think he gets the respect he deserves in that.
Like, I think he was definitely an innovator.
You know, I have a hot take. Well, I don't know if this is a hot take. I have a very cool I'd like to think it's a cool parallel. When you look at tours and shit, like when you look at like the comedy tours, remember like when multiple popping comedians would go on tour and then like multiple popping rappers go on tour? I've been saying this for years now. I always felt like Bernie Mac is the Beanie Siegel of comedy.
That's like incredibly skilled, and everybody know, but not maybe the respect that you think he may deserve. Is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah, well,
okay.
that plus the what was that, the Rock the Mic tour, and they said that Beanie walked out and just did 7 minutes a cappella, and people going nuts.
Right.
And then like why would you do that when you could flex your music? Because don't nobody really know who you are. So why don't you pump your music? Oh yeah, what's up, Grizz? That's my guy, Grizz. Go out there. So like I always felt that way when saw that parallel with I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Like
right.
So yeah, like y'all know the story of that, like how the crowd was like extra rowdy and they wasn't letting niggas get their jokes off. So he walked out and just started shitting on like I ain't scared of you niggas.
Yeah, no, that's a classic story for the brother Bernie. I mean, listen, he's always gonna get his due from me. Like I'm gonna give that brother his respect. I happen to love comedy, stand up specifically. So
Same.
Listen, Bernie is my guy, but I think he gets in comparison to another comedian who I find to be amazing. God rest his soul, my main man Patrice O'Neal. Like
the greatest.
Bernie doesn't like Patrice should be. His name should be mentioned with those guys, and it's not, and it's a shame because he was great. So? Like I think some people are catching on to it now, and I think people who know comedy understand. But I'm talking about just like the average person. Like the average person knows Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac had a show. Right. He had or a sitcom on Fox all those years and syndication still. People know Bernie Mac. Not enough people know the name Patrice O'Neal when you start to discuss comedy. So for me, I think he's like super underrated. Like there's some underrated folks, but he's like underrated beyond reproach in comparison to some others, in my opinion.
Yo, what's his name? Patrice O'Neal got some of the most subtly funny, just like 3-second nuance things from like the little cameos in the Chappelle Show, and just like little tiny cameos and just like random like Adam Sandler movies and shit like that.
And he always got a bomb in it too. It's never like a regular line. It's one of them Jones where you're like, wow, that was amazing. Like,
But
he's
see,
absolutely
like
one of those guys.
To the casual fan, most of them, they look at the little bit roles that he did, and then his stand up. But his bread and butter was on the Opie and Anthony show, and the Black Phillip show. When he spun off to do the supposed Black Dr. Phil, the Black Phillip show, like he was an animal, like, and like, especially when it came to talking about relationships, situations, and things like that. Most people would, call him a misogynist or a male chauvinist or whatnot. But a lot of the things that he was saying, they was like spot on. Like my ex-wife hated me when I used to watch that shit. Like I sit back, like I fall asleep on the fucking couch watching that shit, and it'd just be playing throughout the house. She get up in the morning to be snapping. You listen to that bullshit again? Like, yup. Yup. But
exactly. Forgive me, I got airport sirens behind me, so I'm gonna keep my jaw muted.
Oh shit! Don't be being the terrorizer or whatnot. I'm not gonna say the other word because you in the in the airport or whatever.
Yeah, no, we ain't even gonna play like that.
Nah, yeah. I'm trying to think of some. So like, I definitely believe that the comedians who matter, like the Joe Rogans, the fucking Tom Segura's, like Kevin Hart, even I'm trying to name comedians that matter who aren't
Bill Burr.
Ancestry. Yeah, Bill Burr. All them jokers, they all hold Patrice to a super high regard, and I think that's what matters most.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. You're right about that. I don't think that is the crowd where he isn't recognized properly. I would agree with that 100%. That's not the demographic you're looking for when you're talking about him being underrated or underappreciated. That's what I said. Just mainstream wise, he doesn't. But all right, so
he's
real quick,
definitely a comedian's comedian.
Absolutely. Like if you enjoy the craft of comedy, you like that guy, and there's just no way you can't. But see, here's the thing I want to get to, right? So Ron Isley and my brother is so left, man. I love you, dude. It's like we didn't talk about this. Usually, y'all, we have
Not
like
at all.
a little phone conference and all that shit.
The
I ain't do none of
pre-production and
that.
shit.
Like, no, it wasn't none of that. This was just like pause if need be on the expression. We just raw dog this, John. We just got this show and we're at it.
We.
No, I'm not saying you ain't prepared, but we ain't talk.
No. We ain't raw dogging nothing, nigga.
You won't get involved to get knocked out like a dead.
But listen, okay, so listen, right? But wait, before we lose it, because we're about to start. Listen, I want to examine something that social media showed me this week, right? And I got a name for it. And I want y'all to follow me on this. And it's called the Wallace effect. Now, just listen to me, okay? The Wallace effect. I've seen every woman from the age of 30 to 80 on social media swooning over the brother Ron Isley. Now, respect to that. I don't got no problem with old head pimping. Do your thing, good brother. But within the flow of that, we're going to be honest and say this brother got his teeth fixed. He got a couple other things done. Little light procedures, which respect. That's if you got the money to do, that's what you want to do. Absolutely. Now, all I'm saying is, when he was contagious, y'all ain't had the same energy. Y'all ain't had the same energy at all. Now all of a sudden, this brother got the work done, and but then, spin the block on it, right? The reason why I call it the Wallace effect, because if y'all remember Michael B. Jordan in his first role that we got familiar with him in, my main man Wallace on The Wire. When Michael B had them straight backs and them buck teeth, and before he started doing push-ups, wasn't nobody talking about Michael B. Jordan. Wasn't nobody talking that Michael B. Jordan shit. This brother got a workout regimen and a cut, and then now all of a sudden, but y'all be calling us shallow, boy. I tell you, you sons of guns. I'm not even going to get any deeper than that.
What the hell is going on social media in my home?
That's the Wallace effect is super, super serious.
Yo. Yeah, because back with The Wire, everybody was on Mike. Everybody was on Michael's bumper. I used to see it.
Like I know, like everybody was loving Stringer Bell and shit, because I'm in a different age demographic than you. So yeah. So like I was seeing that it was they was on a whole thing about Idris Elba. So all right, more power to y'all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all.
I want to put some positive energy in the air to my guy DMX, man. I want to yes. I want to move into that. Like that's something that's been on my
that dude right there.
And it comes from a place of like as big a fan of Hove I am, and as big as a fan of like that era of hip hop, I never realized how much I love DMX. Like I never played when I'm riding in the car and stuff, I never put on DMX. And then I was like, damn, like I don't think I really know DMX songs like that. After I heard this, I was like, damn, I need to appreciate him. So then I was like, let me go back to the Snoop versus DMX battle, because that was like I was in the crib whamming when that joint was going on. And I was like, oh, I know all these joints. So I go back, I'm listening to the albums. I'm like, oh yeah, I know all these joints. And I was like, dang, like DMX is one of the ones that we don't really give flowers to like that. He had 3 #1 records in 18 months.
Yeah. Like for me, the shit that's wild, like when X came out when I was in the military. I was out in South Dakota when X came out. And to tell you, like, to understand the effect that he had, you like being here at home, when you in the inner cities or whatnot, it's cool, it sound great, like it do what it do in the city. But when you out in rural Midwestern America and everybody playing is X, nigga, like I used to DJ out there, and as soon as I threw an X joint on, they went crazy. I mean, he ain't long enough now. Stop being greedy. Keep it real, partner. Give to the needy. Touch it. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, like, it used to go crazy. You throw party up on everybody on the dance floor.
Yo, the way that come into,
Yo, everybody hopped on the dance floor. Like when I say I was in South Dakota, you gotta look at the different demographics of people that I was dealing with. I'm dealing with black people, white people. Mind you, black people was definitely the complete minority because the only black people that was out there was people that was associated with the military. So you got the black people who, of course, they love X because he X. But then the white people love him. The Native Americans was like, yo, this is crazy. Like everybody was on. So, for me, it's wild. Like I remember my last night at DJing and shit. Like, I DJed with CDs back then. It was a weird little situation, but I was able to make it work. But my last night of DJing out there, I had two full binders of CDs, and I sit my CDs in the car, and I go to holler at some girl. We chopping it up or whatever. And when I go back to my car, all my CDs is gone. That was the reason why I couldn't DJ no more. Yeah, that's the reason why it was the last night. Because when I went back to my car, all of them CDs was gone, and I'm just like, oh,
that's your whole livelihood.
Yeah, and like that was back in the day when what was it, Columbia House? You could order stuff from Columbia House for like a penny and shit, and get like 20 CDs and shit. Like we used to kill Columbia House for them fucking CDs, dog. Like so that shit was major. And anybody that's watching right now that that know what I'm talking about, like y'all can definitely attest to that. Like the whole Columbia House thing, like it was major. So
that's fucking the reach is definitely strong. The reach is strong. I like I said, I fell into that pitfall of not realizing how much DMX contributed to like just like the rappers who are known for giving an output like Gucci. Like Gucci gave us more projects than anybody when he was even in prison, right? Like that type of work ethic, that was like DMX originally. Niggas wasn't doing that back then.
Like he set the bar and like a whole blueprint on how to keep on putting out projects. Like you look at one of my favorite rappers of this generation, Currency. Like you see Currency is consistently like he used to put out a project a month.
Yeah.
And that starts with a person like X.
I am not. See, I'm loving the X conversation. I had to pop back in, and I see a bunch of goofy shit happening in the comments, so I'm not gonna get involved in it. But yeah, I'm here. No, I'm not putting them shits on the screen. I ain't gotta worry about that. But my young boy, his fight is touching down, so I'll be able to see him in just a moment. I'm here with y'all though.
Nephew.
Yeah, for sure.
But shit, the thing that bothers me the most right now during this situation is the reporter for the New York Post who decided that she was going to start posting about all the houses that he lost within his rap career, and this man is on life support right now. Like, who the fuck does that? So I'm gonna put your name out there so people know who not to fuck with no more. Her name's Sarah Painter for the New York Post and shit. Like, that was just garbage. Like, why would you do some shit like that? This man is hanging on to dear life, and you gonna put his information, like put that information out there right now. Like, that was just real tasteless. And on top of that, it was tasteless of the New York Post to actually print this shit.
That's the part right there though. Because like, come on, y'all, have some responsible journalism with the way y'all do things. There's no reason why that should have ever made it to print. We shouldn't even know about that. That should have never got past the editor.
See, but this is the thing that a lot of people don't know. If you don't live in the New York metropolitan area, you don't know that the New York Post is a tabloid.
No, you're right about that. It is not necessarily a reputable source of information.
Right.
You're correct about that.
So for them, it was like, all right, we got something that's going, it's going to create a buzz. All right, let's go with it. But it was still, it was tasteless. It was extremely tasteless. And yeah, if I was a person who did buy that publication, it would stop.
Right.
For sure. You can't continue to support that kind of nonsense. And above anything, it's just a matter of respect for, you know what I mean? For the situation that's very definitely extremely sensitive.
Do y'all got a favorite X bar?
Favorite
Shit.
X bar? See,
X-bar.
now what do you now wait a minute, wait. Are you talking about just like on some fully ignorant shit or like a lyrical bar?
It
Because
don't matter.
X
It don't matter.
X has my
Yeah,
favorite
you already know
ignorant
where
bar
I
of
know
all
where I'm gonna
time.
go with the ignorant
Like,
bar.
dog, like,
You
man,
wanna
I'm
know?
in the airport. I don't even
Should
care
I
if you
do?
you hear me saying
Should I
this.
do it
No,
for you?
no, check
Should
this
I do
out.
it for you, Kev?
X got on the track. I got you, because I gotta really break this down. X got on the track and told you, if you know a bitch, you don't listen to that bitch. You don't argue with that bitch. All you do is fuck that bitch. Yo, dog, when I tell you, I have never laughed at a bar so hard in my whole life the first time I heard that. That's the last song on the Rough Rider album, too.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy about it. Like, dog, I can't say it to this day without laughing. Like, that brother meant that from the bottom of his heart. We do not necessarily condone the views of DMX, but on that day he meant that, and I was with him, and I don't care. Like, that joint was crazy, bro. Like,
Yo, but
he went hard on that
But
joint.
name one chick that was like, it ain't me. But if you know that bitch, like every chick, yeah. You can dog every bitch but me.
Don't argue with that bitch. You fuck that bitch. Like, yo, we used to laugh about that bar. Like every time it came on, like it was comedic because it's like, yo,
Yeah, you can't miss on that joint, bro. Like, it is a can't miss bar.
Left.
He meant that shit from the cockles of his soul. Yo, like, as far as memorable bars, hell yeah, that shit was hilarious to me.
I don't know. Like, if I'm just going by like just some shit that he spit that had me going, like, I don't know if it's a specific bar, but
mine is I have the one that's mine. That's always. It's like, because I know that you did this before, bro. Like, I know you did this before, and like, as all three of us, like, I know KP rap isn't really your thing, but you've tried your hand in it. Left, you have fortified your lane as a rapper. I currently am a rapper. We all, we not like lie, but like, I can see myself doing this. This is a slick little line, like, you know what I mean?
Got my boy. What's going on, everybody? Got my guy from the gym.
Nephew.
So
I need to sign something, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having that line that are just like, I don't know, coming from DMX, my line is very. I feel like, you know what I mean. I fuck these hoes from a distance. As soon as they start catching feelings, I get to stealing these shit. Like, that shit to me, I see you doing that. That's my X line.
Hit me with that one again.
What was it? I fuck with these hoes from a distance. As soon as they start catching feelings, I get to stealing their shit.
Okay.
That's my fucking bar, bro.
Mm.
And it's not even like a screw face bar. It's like, bro, I believe you. Like, I trust me. You don't gotta tell me.
No, and here's the thing. Every bar, X is one of them few rappers ever where I believe everything he says.
Right.
That's the nigga that can actually talk to dogs, nigga. Like, he can actually talk to dogs, nigga. Like, that's like it's stories about him, like, being able to talk to dogs. Like, what was it? I forget who it was. They said they was in the studio and they was talking, and the dog came in and they kicked the dog and shit. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. And then the dog left out of the room, went back, and X came in the room and was like, somebody got a problem with dogs?
Yo, I heard that story before. Yeah.
Yo.
Like,
the other bar, yo, X is wild. The other bar that he got, though, that's wild to me is what he say. He said, I ain't never sold a brick, but I done stuck niggas up. Like, what, bro? He meant that from the bottom of his soul.
Mm-hmm.
He was not playing when he told y'all that. And if y'all thought he was playing, y'all wasn't paying attention. That brother is serious, man.
I don't remember verbatim exactly what the bar was, but the scheme was along the lines of
baggage claim.
You know how much money I done made off of one tape. So, like, he used to sell his demos to people because he was popping, in New York. he'll sell his demo to somebody, and then like, a couple days later, oh yeah, you like
Where
it? Yeah,
United
word,
Terminal
like
A,
it.
right where
United.
And then he'd stick the nigga up for the same. Give me my tape back, and then take the
Yeah.
same tape and then sell it to
that's the
somebody
grimiest
else.
shit I've ever heard in my whole life.
Yo,
Like, but I believe he did it.
that's a fact.
No, like, yeah, man. Let's just all hope it works out well for X, because Lord knows, man, we don't need to lose no more R's. Not this young man. You know what I mean? So prayers up for X and whatever it is. Yes.
Sorry for me to disturb you, man.
How old was y'all when Flesh of My Flesh came out? Oh, you said you was in North Dakota.
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Shit. So I'm like 19 or 20 back then.
Bruh, I was goddamn.
You was 3, nigga. You was 3.
Yo, I remember like my dad, he was grab me my CD case. I'm like, all right, cool. Go to grab me a CD case. And the Flesh of My Flesh CD is on top of the CD case. I'm like, I don't want to touch. I don't want to.
all of the blood.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that. I don't want to touch that at all.
It was looking too real for you, huh, brother?
Yo, yeah.
Nah, I can respect that.
That shit was fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
man.
he went kind of like he went all the way in on that on the artwork for that joint.
Bro.
Yeah, man, that was like I said, I don't believe that X ever lied to us. And that's all.
Not a single time.
So, and I guess that's the only way I could really quantify my feelings on this brother and his music. I don't think he lied to us.
Why do y'all think? I mean, or you could tell me if you don't believe this to be true. Why do y'all think in the rap, like as rappers, right? Like in the stand-up world, there's a lot of reach back. You know what I mean? Like Joe Rogan setting up his whole compound in Texas. Hey, if y'all want to do comedy, come live here. You know, I'll give you some land, this and that. There's so many, like even in Kevin Hart's book, he talks about so many comedians that helped him along the way that are literally nobodies. Like that are nobodies, and he naming them by name. How come in the rap world we don't really have that? Like I know it's a competitive thing, but like I'm looking at like what like one of my favorite songs, DMX, my dog's tight, Jig Up My Nick. Like that's one of my favorite fucking songs. And I look at where Hove is now compared to where a DMX is now, and like just on the strength of like my nigga, you from the same city as me. I feel like I would, but then again, I do understand like Hove can't do that for everybody.
Right.
So like why do y'all think that there's not a like, hey, let's make sure the OGs is cool.
Well,
it's something about hip hop where that just don't work out. Like I don't know why. Like even if you look at how many rap groups just don't make it. Right. Like you know what I mean? Like it's something about hip hop where that don't work. And I don't know why, but it don't.
And also you gotta look at the fact that you understand, like you're a musician, so like right now you doing everything independent. But when you start dealing with majors and you dealing with contracts and things of that nature, you realize that everybody's getting screwed. Like everybody's getting screwed. And they pull people in so they can get screwed, so that they can get some money, like so they can screw people over so that they can get the money that they deserve from what they did. Right. You know,
vicious cycle. Yeah, the vicious cycle for sure.
And that's the reason why, you know, I love Nori, because his whole podcast is geared to giving people their flowers.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I don't know if y'all caught the episode with Cameron.
Yeah.
I have not watched it yet, but it is in my list of things to do.
Cameron dropped some jewels in that podcast where he spoke on how to get your masters after the fact, because masters, like once you record a project and you put it out through a major, within your contract, like they don't tell you, but it's a statute of limitation on your albums.
Yeah.
So it's a 7-year statute of limitation on your albums. And after that 7 years, you can re-record that album and get all the residuals off of the re-recording.
Right. So, he was giving game. I seen some clips. I didn't see the whole thing.
I know we're more so of a hip hop podcast, but have you seen what's going on with like Taylor Swift right now?
No.
So it's pretty much.
I know business wise, she an OG. Like
Yeah,
I can't
yeah, like
in front on her. She getting all her paper.
Taylor Swift is out here really slapping people in their fucking face, like over. Give me my from when I was 16. Give me that check. And her and
Yeah, run me all that.
I believe it's Scooter. I want to say Scooter Braun screwed her over. Out of her
Right.
her early money, and you know what? And it's a shame because she really has been. Even though I hate Taylor Swift, well, I don't want to say hate. I really don't like Taylor Swift. I don't like her music. It's
Right.
not for me. But
I mean,
as a
and that's
16,
okay. And that's okay.
yeah, 16, 17, 18-year-old, like coming in, you green in the industry, and you're writing your own music and you're selling all of that. Like she deserves to have more. Now, granted, what she has out of it is a lot more than a lot of what a lot of people can say. But if it's owed to her, she should get what's owed to her. And
she also got a different sort of reach too. When people hear her going, it's kind of, and it's funny we were talking about Patrice O'Neal. It's funny because when the quote unquote pretty white girl got an issue, you know how that's going to go. It's always going. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's going to get a different kind of attention and a different sort of flow. And that's not to say that I think Taylor Swift is attractive or unattractive, but I'm just talking about the consensus opinion and the flow of what it is. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, I definitely. So to your point, Left, when you said the statutes of limitations, expired to her album, so she started re-recording her material to get that money back.
And especially if it's all original music,
yeah,
it helps you out a whole lot more because you had people who like within hip hop, it's a lot of sample heavy music, and that's hard to get clearances for on the second time around. So you're going to end up paying people to do X, Y, and Z. So it costs you more, but is it an
investment though?
I mean, you investing in yourself. So
that's what I'm saying. It's more of an investment.
Yeah, anytime you invest in yourself is definitely a better. Your kickback is better.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely a pretty. It's a pretty cool perspective to see how people are coming back and making their money back.
Yeah.
Especially when you got dogged out originally.
Yeah, in the digital age right now, like you gotta find ways. You gotta find ways to make shit work when, like you say, you got screwed over in the beginning. So it's beautiful and I love it. That's one of the things that make, like, at this point, it made me glad nothing ever got released. I was just a regular, underground rapper or whatever. But it would be
the game has changed so much now, man.
Yeah, you're so bitter about shit if you went through that loss.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine that's not. But
have you ever thought about making that, like, not necessarily, I don't want to say make a comeback because I know you still got bars, like you don't ever really lose that. Have you ever felt like, you know what I mean, like kind of knocking the dust off?
Every now and again, I throw some bars together. Like for me, it's hard to get past 6 bars. Like honestly, I'll sit back. See, for me, the hardest part is finding the first bar because that first bar is supposed to be hard off the rip.
Yeah.
Like you can't come into a verse with a soft bar and just be like and then try to ramp up. No, you got to hit hard with that first bar and then try to maintain it or try to go up with that first bar.
But the thing is though, Left, I think part of that from you and just knowing like a lot of your history is that you rap mostly in like squads. So when you rap with 4 other people, you write. You can't write. You can't take a bar off. If you in a song with 4 other people and you only get 16 and you don't know what these other 3 or 4 people got, you can't take a single bar off. It's a different kind of writing. I think that's part of the reason why groups don't last.
Yeah.
It's a certain pressure that come with that.
And like I never even looked at that, but for me, like I had albums in the tuck that was all me, but I always had, like, I was that guy that had a chip on his shoulder when it came to bars. Like, my inspiration was my brother. My big brother was nice. Like when I tell you, like he was something special when it came to putting bars together, and that was my competition. So when he passed, it's like ever since then, it's been hard for me to sit down and like really like put it all together. Like, you know how sometimes you have people who get inspired by losing somebody. Like that kind of took the drive out of me because I didn't have nobody to compete with. Like he was kind of my competition.
Right.
So like it was things that for me, like everybody looked at him as far as him being nice with it. And then for me, it was like, all right, well, I got to live up to a certain level. And then I got to a point where I would hear from people like, yo, I think you better than what your brother is.
Right.
So for me, it was
which is even further motivation.
Yeah. So
right.
You know, you keep pushing. Plus, you know, I'm not around it, you know, in the organic sense as I used to be. You know, I used to be at open mic nights every week. Yeah. So, you know,
South Street playing the ciphers in every single scene. Yeah.
Ciphers all the time. So I was in it, like deep in it in the backpack scene. And, you know, being in ciphers with Cassidy, people like him, Slaughter Rico, fucking
these is legends we talking about. Slaughter Rico.
Yeah. Like
all Rico hit you with the eyes and drop 9,000 bars on you.
So if you into it, you know you get it. So like being on, you know, like spitting for Young Bob when he was doing headshots, spitting for Ant when we run the streets and shit, you know, being on certain shit. Like I was involved in it, but you know, like you being around people like Joey Jihad, D Jones, Reed Dollars and stuff like that, like all of that going on, but I don't rap like y'all.
My content is different than what y'all talking about.
I'm not the street rapper, so y'all gonna continue to get a buzz where, you know, y'all talking about the hood shit, shooting niggas and this, that, and the third, and that's never been my lane. So I always got pushed to the side, you know.
Right.
Hold on.
No effects on that. I mean, I don't know. Hood, what you trying? Collab something? That's why you poking. I hear you asking questions. We can do a LAP theme song.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
I'll lay a hook on that, Joe.
Hey, all you gotta do is drop your Fred Hampton shit. Nah, yeah, I'm just curious.
All I want is a hook.
Right, I mean, facts. I'm just kind of curious. So, like, I always like to pick my OG's brains on places that I will be eventually. You know what I mean? Like I you know, I love rapping. I love, but now I'm at the point where I'm making beats and stuff like that. And that's like, I don't want to say that's where my heart is, but like I'm getting so good at making beats, and I feel like that's the sustainable. I can make beats forever because there's no face to the beat, right? Whereas my time is ticking on rapping.
So it always got a timeline.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of being a little forward minded, and especially from somebody that I know who's been around dudes that I look up to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's
no facts on that. All right. Well, we about 43 minutes in. LAP, y'all on here with us. I don't got the banners and the bands jumping because I'm in motion. Matter of fact, let me get the joint ticking. If y'all got anything, you know, if y'all not following us, start following us. And that's pretty much on everything like that. Yeah, we exactly where we need to be. But I'm gonna give y'all this. Now we visited this a couple weeks ago, talked about the Deshaun Watson situation. Well, now the cops are involved, and I said I wasn't going to talk about it no more until the cops got in it. Well, now the cops is in it, they investigating. I'm gonna let y'all brothers talk about it. I'm listening, but I'm gonna get my young boy bag and all that, and then I'm gonna tap in with y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go.
You got it, Hood.
Me first. I had a point about this.
Yeah, I know. I ain't shit. You see what I did? I dropped that on y'all and fall right out. I ain't shit. I'm horrible. Go ahead.
So yeah, I was like, me first. I don't have no. My sentiment before, because like I've said last time we talked about this. I said before that I usually my heart and my head always leans victim first, because if I don't care how many of the women lied on Bill Cosby, there was some truth in what was going on, right? So if it's one, bro, that's enough for me. You're done to me. You're dead to me. So I definitely tend to lean victim first. Same as I said before, it does come at a pretty interesting time.
Yeah,
it comes at a very interesting time. But I do think that the investigations are further along than it being simply interesting, given what the time frame is. Like I feel like that has expired to me. It seems very.
I'll agree with that. I agree. Now that the police are involved, that's why I wanted to revisit it, because I think now when we talking about cops being in it and them actually giving it some time, that's a different discussion.
Yeah, it's no longer. You're not going to waste that time and resource. And when, just like you said, when there was no cops involved, and I know before I kind of said it in a jokingly way, like, it came at a very interesting time. But now I feel like it's a lot more serious, being that, like you said, the cops are involved now. And maybe we got to start looking like it's looking like there's some merit to.
Yeah, no, it's definitely feeling like we leaning into the area of where this may be an actual thing to pay more attention to.
And we also have to note that all of the allegations aren't like, agreed. I mean, being sexually inappropriate is egregious in itself. It doesn't matter if it could be a look, it could be it can be something completely intangible. So I don't want to sound like I'm minimizing anybody's traumas or anything like that. But with that being said, we want to keep in mind that not every allegation is something of like force, and not every allegation is something of touch. There's inappropriate conversations that have been had. There are inappropriate requests that were made, just like inappropriate intangible conduct. But then also there's been allegations of him asking for certain things or touching or grabbing, or so like the situation covers the whole entire span of things from top to bottom. Yeah. And I think that is no longer a talking point of, wow, he asking for a different contract, or he asking to be let loose, and then now this happens now. I think that people are kind of like, oh, bro, this is what you do, so we're gonna live our truth.
Yeah, it's definitely it's going a lot deeper. If it
was like one or two, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but if it was like one or two, I'd be like, all right, it looked crazy. But they're getting into the dozens now. Like, it's getting wild, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I haven't dug as deep into it as maybe I should, but there's things that I'm hearing about the situation. Like it was what was it, 22 allegations against him right now, but then they have 18 counters to it. But my question is, why are we talking about 40 different massage therapists? 40.
Yeah, the numbers is getting wild. Yeah, the numbers is crazy. Like
the fact that there is 40 different massage therapists that can attest to being in his presence, period, whether it's good or bad. Like, okay, so what was it about these 18 that didn't do it for you? Because these 22 said you did X, Y, and Z. So what was it about the 18 that didn't do it for you? And what was it about the 22 that did do it for you?
So psychologically speaking, there's true predators have a type. They have there's usually it may not be like a physical type, but usually it is a physical type. But true predators have think about like the profile stuff, like, oh, like his MO is early adult white women with brown hair, like that's his MO. So it could be something along those lines. Like, bruh could be a whole weirdo and only like left-handed women.
Yeah,
like,
on some SVU type time.
Or it's a real criminal minds.
Yeah.
SVU. Yeah.
Right,
Also,
right,
I
right.
mean-
I would agree with that. It ain't no telling.
I was watching Neil Brennan on Joe Rogan like a couple years ago, and he was saying how he was like, yeah, you know, my friend has given me permission to tell this story. She just doesn't want her name in it. And he was like, you know, like she's a writer in Hollywood, very successful woman, and young, like beautiful woman. And she had developed a relationship or a friendship with Bill Cosby. And she said nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. Completely, you know, she met his wife Camille, like super good dude,
Right.
has helped her, put her in position for certain stuff, helped her out. And right before he got booked, he said to her, like, hey, I want you to come to Philly. I'm gonna have somebody pick you up, this and that. He was like, go to that store that me and you like. I had everything picked out for you. That's what I want you to wear. And then she called Neil and was like, yo, you remember them allegations from, you know, back in the day? Like, this is the whole
Right.
circumstance. And Neil was like, I don't think you should do that.
Right.
And then he ended up getting popped for this concrete, you know, because this is kind of like, it's kind of like a Michael Jackson situation. This isn't the first time we've heard of this behavior this time.
Right.
Like, there's been allegations over the years. But yeah, like thinking about it, that could have been the time that he pounced. Like, they've been friends for years,
right.
And then he groomed
was
her.
setting it up.
This is the dress I want you to wear. This is the perfume I want you to wear. This is how I want you to have your hair. These are the shoes I want you to wear. And I want you to be at this spot at this moment. And I'm going to have somebody come pick you up.
Very specific and creepy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Definitely. So yeah, no, I mean, so here's my thing, right? I am not a person who loves conspiracy theories. It's kind of not my thing. I will have the conversations, but it's not really good. But what I will say is this, is that the timing at first seemed odd, but now the sheer numbers have swayed me to another opinion as far as what I think it's looking like. It's looking like where there's smoke, there's fire. I hope not, man. But, you know, so many times you find these situations where people are, you know what I mean, in a position of power or in a position of privilege, and they just take advantage of it in such a negative way and make it a thing where things end up going completely left. So it wouldn't surprise me, but it's a little disheartening. I hope that brother gets it together, man. I really do.
Right.
Like, one way or another. Like, if he did it, I hope he gets some help, and if he didn't, then I hope he come out of it. So whatever it is, I hope he cool.
What about what's he was a football player, the tight end. He played for the U. Junior, his last something Junior. What's his name?
Kellen Winslow.
Not Kellen
Winslow Jr.
Oh yeah, it was Kellen Winslow Jr. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he a whole freak ass nigga, bro. Like and crazy. I knew he was in prison, but it never clicked to me until a couple months ago. And I was like, he raped like old women, didn't he? Like, didn't he like rape old women? But then that wasn't like,
he got out of pocket.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not saying that doing one is better than the other, but like,
right.
What my same thing with you saying, like, how do we get to 40-something massage therapists, and why was 18 not okay and the 22 what? Like, what happened to you? Like, what happened to you that got you?
How did it deteriorate to that? Exactly.
I truly don't believe people are typically people are born with just having their synapses firing the wrong way, right? And I see that might be happening with T.I. and Tiny. I think this situation is a little bit different, but yeah, I mean, until we know, we know.
We'll spin the block on that. Go ahead, finish your point, Joe. We'll spin the block on that.
There's definitely like just a mental. Something has to happen, bro. Like, you don't just have like a lot of times you're preyed upon and then you become the predator. Right. Buddy had to be like, maybe he was molested by an older woman, and then he suppressed his rage and his anger in that, and then he began to feel he wanted to. It's not even because truthfully, rape isn't even a sex crime. Rape is a dominance crime. So I wanna dominate my fears that I have for older women, and then he starts
with that criminal justice degree.
Oh yeah, that is me. I do have
but like it's crazy because like over the past week, like I do a thing. I read through Audible. Like I listen to Audible books and whatnot, and I've been reading this book, We've Got Answers, with Charlemagne the God and was James Altucher, and it's
Okay.
like an Amazon book or whatever. But it's an interview on there with this doctor, Dr. Alfie Breland Noble, and she's a psychologist, and she speaks on, like, during this interview, she speaks on diagnosis or the wrong diagnosis when it comes to Black people, because the system is set up with a model of white test subjects. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So when people go through, like, when white people go through their issues of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder and things of that nature, it actually looks a certain way within them, but there's not a case study when it comes to people of color. Like, everything is based upon the experiences of white people as opposed to what it is, when it comes to Black people. And it's crazy because you have no clue. Like, it's one of those situations where he might have been exhibiting these behaviors for years, and it could have been something that he could have, been taken to a therapist about and actually had a conversation about it, and they would have been able to pick up on it sooner, and all these 22 women could have been spared.
Right.
Well,
The crazy thing is that the other thing that happened this week that made it more real was that he lost his money. When they start taking them endorsements off the table, that's when you start knowing things are looking different. But Nike and Beats took their endorsements from him this week. Well, so that's the other thing. But you go ahead and finish your point. I wanted to throw that in before I forgot.
That was going to be my next point. The only thing I don't want to say is like I'm clinging on to hope. The only thing that is kind of weird to me, especially in today's climate, we're in the Me Too climate, is that a lot of the endorsements haven't been revoked. They've been suspended until further investigation. And usually these big corporations hop out, just like, nah, we'll catch you on a rebound, homie. Like,
right.
And so being that a lot of them have suspended the endorsement, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like that's pretty weird to me.
It's definitely they not jumping in, like they not full head. All right, we done with you, and then cutting ties. They definitely tiptoeing their way through it.
Straddling the fence on it,
which is interesting because that's definitely not the way you would expect them to handle that.
Yeah.
Like particularly, like I said, if you're gonna go ahead and jump out the window, then jump all the way out the window.
Because either way,
if you're gonna do it.
Right. Either way, the corporations would be in a position of power. Because if you look at it this way, one would be able to say, like, all right, well, if they jump out and then he gets found not guilty or insufficient evidence or whatever the case is, and they want to jump back in, he's not in a position of power to haggle with them. He still got dirt in his neck, and he's going to have to take what he can get. It's not going to be like,
and find a way to make it work.
Right. So like either like why not just terminate the whole situation, and then if it turns out that let him take that Kobe, the Kobe 2 years where Kobe really didn't have no endorsements when he was in between Adidas and Nike, and then
trying to get himself together,
and then hopping in Kobe signed with Nike afterwards.
Well, see, but here's the thing: one huge difference. Kobe was one Caucasian woman in Denver. This brother is all over the city of Houston right now. So we gonna have to condense it if he expects some Kobe.
Vail, Colorado.
We gonna have to
Vail, Colorado.
Yeah, exactly. He gonna have to. My bad. It wasn't Denver, but it was Colorado. And either way, it's a huge difference between Texas and Colorado on a lot of levels. And he's gonna have to overcome quite a few things. So I wish that brother the best. I hope everything works out for him. You know what I mean? Like I said, and if he did it, then I hope he get what he deserves on that note too. I don't got no picks when it comes to that. Like just because you can throw a football don't mean you should be a creep.
Right.
So that is what it is, and we'll see how that shake out.
Well, I'll say this: the Texans organization can't catch a fucking break. Whoo, Jesus,
man, listen, it is tough being a Houston Texans fan right now, my guy. That is just like y'all just can't.
Sheesh, they should have just stayed the Oilers. Like,
Right.
go back to the Oilers.
Right.
Like, just shake these Texans. They got bad juju. Something ain't right. Them brothers is out there just choosing violence. Speaking of choosing violence, saw some funny shit this week that I felt like I needed to bring to y'all. So, black Air Force Ones are sold out everywhere. Should we
Yes.
stay in the house all summer?
Shit. Oh
Like,
shit.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Listen,
Like,
Yo,
it made the news. Like, it was on actual
Yo,
stories. Like, black
I was in the
Air Force
store
Ones
today,
sold
and
out.
I
Like,
didn't even
what?
see that. Like, that's weird. I was in the store today looking at sneakers for Mikey, and they don't even got no kid sizes.
Bro, it's gonna be a cold summer. I ain't messing with none of these brothers out here. I don't know. And now, for those who don't know the backstory behind black Air Force Ones, they are essentially criminal shoes. If you own a pair of low top black Air Force Ones, you got a criminal record, and it's a fact. It is what it is, and it's okay. We don't judge nobody for what they do or what they used to do, but they all sold out, which leads me to believe that they're about to be shooting even more than they are already right now. And I'm staying my ass in the house. I don't know how you brothers feel.
I mean, you live in a very opportune area to be able to relax, at least on your porch. There's some niggas that live in a cut and they can't even relax on their porch.
No, you're right, because their house ain't in any clear view of anything, and now they got to worry about all the shit that comes with living in the cut. So you're right about that. Everybody got a different beast to tame, but all I'm saying is I'm staying in the house, and when I come out, best believe, as my man from that world famous Philly interview thing, I keep that thing with me, and you will. No, but seriously, man, they wilding out, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how is everybody buying black? And it's not the high tops. There's high tops available. There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
You can't get a low. And we all know Lowe's is the ones to get Lowe's. Like, oh, man.
They're gonna have me on my Loke dog all summer. Like, listen, should I wear the Lil 40 with my LeBrons, or should I wear the big 40 with with these Jordans? You know what? I'ma just wear the AR with my slippers. Like,
I'ma just wear these then.
I'ma just wear these then. Because that's
what
it's
man.
Like.
I don't know how to feel about this.
And the city is already in an uproar. Like we just getting our first real good nice days like in a row, and it's way too much going on. And speaking on that, like this shit hurts. Okay, so I don't know if y'all heard about the story of the young lady Deanna Bryce.
Yes,
I definitely did.
And like, I didn't know her, but my folks, so for me, it kind of hits because it's like, damn, well, like, I don't get what's going on with these young boys who just can't deal with a loss of a relationship and decide that, all right, well, fuck it. If I can't have you, then nobody can have you. And it's not something that's new, but it's like, it's just becoming more prevalent.
Right. Man. I have so many different thoughts on that whole situation, but we don't really know all the facts of it. So I'm not gonna go putting that out just yet. When they release some more facts of that case, I'll get my shit off on that one. I'm gonna just say that rest in peace to that young lady. I seem to know quite a few people on my timeline that had a connection with her, and she seemed to be a wonderful young lady. It's a shame she was pregnant. She had a young child. I think he was like 4. So it's just a sad ass situation, top to bottom, on everything. And that is the unfortunate reality of what we in right now, man. It's just this kind of shit is becoming way too common. It's really kind of crazy, man. And like you said, Mike, like Left said, like, when it's over, it's over. Like, I don't know why we don't know how to just break up no more. Like, why we gotta break up and then like get you missing? Like, what? Man, this whole world is crazy. Like, and I'm in my situation, whatever it is. But if she told me tomorrow she was leaving me, I wouldn't kill her. Like, damn. Like, I don't see a situation where you like, all right, well, it's only one thing to do then. Like, what? Like, I don't know, man. I just can't. I can't put myself in that frame of mind, so it's very difficult for me to understand it
Right.
because that's just not. That ain't life, man. That's just tragic.
Right.
Absolutely tragic.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. That, I
But
mean,
you know,
I mean that. There's a bigger conversation to be had when it comes to like the mental health, just like mental health initiatives in our community. Like a lot of people like to, like toss around the defund the police situation and be like, oh, like they want to defund the police. Like, what are we going to do if we defund? No, how about we reallocate some of the sources so these things don't happen? Just like you said earlier, like there could have been a situation where therapists and stuff could have been involved, and we could have caught these ideations early. That stuff doesn't manifest in a second. That's you've been like that. And
you got in trouble for something in elementary school that was a clue for that, and they ignored it and just chalked it up to you being 7 and crazy. But in real life, you was crying out for help, and they didn't see it. And you know, me and you have a even better scope on this because we see this in our job. Like these young boys who got these clear issues that aren't being addressed because for so many different reasons, because of all the
Well, what about think about
the stereotypes in our community and so on and so forth and all that, and there's a lot of other reasons too. But go ahead.
Think about young boy I had snatched up in my office. Like what does that look like? When given the parent that we know who he had, the parent that we know he has. Right. What does that look like in 10 years? Like that didn't make me feel good. Having this young boy, you know what I mean, snatched up in my office. All right, nigga, I'm gonna fucking kill you. My uncle will come over here and shoot you in your face. Nigga, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Watch. And then bro come to school with a weapon. Like, what does that look like? That doesn't make me feel good. Like as
no, it's nothing positive about that.
And it's those type of situations. Luckily, we've been in positions to be able to get a young brother like him.
Come on, buddy.
But not everybody is going to get a kid like that help.
Mm-hmm. And you end up like a lot of these situations are set off by small microaggressions, and you like it turns into something that's completely out of the scope of reality to the regular person. Like, like we sitting up here and I'm speaking on not understanding how a person can get to that point, but that's not my life. That's, I haven't lived that, that reality. So, to me, it's something that's completely different.
Yeah. Last week we talked about, I brought up the idea that like education, if we have a strong education in the community, it'll domino into the rest of the community. Oftentimes we have teachers. Same thing with police officers. We have police officers who police these communities, and they're not from these communities, so they don't really care. So we have teachers who teach in these communities that maybe they care as much as they're able to. Because I'm not making this a black versus white thing at all. Because I've witnessed black teachers shit on black kids. And I've seen white teachers love and give black kids the love and help that they need.
Right.
So I'm not making this is not a black versus white thing. This is if you're from here, you kind of care about where you're from, and not everybody has the mind to expand the. So for me, I work in the community. I'm not from that community, but you know what? I serve scholars who look like me, and I'm always able to find little areas where I can relate. So even if you put me at a school with all white kids, there's things that we can relate about, and I'm going to care about them as if they're my own kids anyway. So there's like think about how much more frequently kindergartners get suspended than black kindergartners get suspended than white kids. Black kindergartners are like 13 times more likely to be suspended for a simple offense, the same simple offense that a white kid would have done that may not would have just gotten spoken to.
This is like what you just said is one of the topics that was in this book that I was reading. I'm here. Like it's wild to be, engrossed in this book and then have conversations with y'all who work in, in the school districts and, within the school system. And this is basically everything that they're talking about. Like it's wild. So it gives me more of an insight to the things that y'all deal with on a day-to-day basis.
The black child is so much more likely to be deemed or to be diagnosed with ADHD. Black kids are known as rambunctious.
Right.
when in reality, a lot of time, like we do the same exact stuff. It just be on like it'd even be on the same level, but there's a familiarity there. Like how many if homie if yo left me and you have never physically met. If I walk by you and mistakenly, let's say I disrespected you to your face, you might give that a little more like, bro, like who are you talking to, as opposed to a nigga you don't know, and he do that same shit, you might crack him, right? Like just so
Right.
there's no familiarity there because there's no. I don't look like you, you don't look like me, but he looks like me, so I kind of get where he's coming from a little bit more. Like, and it's
Right.
that's not even a train of thought where it's like I'm making a conscious decision to be like that. It's a subconscious. It's a psychological thing. It's a deep rooted psychological thing, and then it's also it's intrinsic, and it's also a survival mechanism. I'm gonna let him self-destruct because those who look like me need to continue and live on. This person self-destructs. It's okay because he's probably going to be a worker, where this person is probably going to be a CEO.
Facts. And I guess for me, the other thing is that, and you kind of touched on it a little bit with the mental health thing, man. I think we just have so many issues that aren't being addressed at the proper stages. And like you said, there are certain disadvantages to living in certain communities, and that's why we do fight for those who look like us and who's come from where we come from, because there's just a general sense of camaraderie based on experience. It's what we all been through. If we all been through something together, you know what I'm saying? There's a certain relatability. Like even with me, I'm in high school, and these are adult men for the most part that I'm dealing with with these young brothers. But I'm finding a way to connect with them, like regardless of all of that, because anything they telling me they did, go and do, or went through, guess what? Seen it, done it, got through it, beat it. Like whatever it is, it's nothing you showing me or saying to me that I can't be like, young boy, you should probably handle that this way, or you know, whatever the case is. There's a relatability to it, and the piece that's missing more than anything is just not being able to connect like beyond that, man. Like I don't know. It's frustrating because, like you said, we see it every day, man. Like these young boys be crying for help. They just be wanting somebody.
I think to be honest with you, it's the ability to have empathy for people that don't, you know, necessarily look like you. That's the huge thing, you know, in my mind. Like people don't have empathy for people who don't look like them. And it's hard, you know, it's hard to look at it that way, but it's true. Like I had a situation that happened 2 nights ago, coming down the line, and I get a group of kids get on my train, and it's like a group of 10, 12 kids, teenagers or whatnot, and it's too late. Like, I mean, I would say it's too late for them to be outside, but you know, they're gonna be outside regardless. So like, what the fuck? So they out there, and as I'm going down the line, I smell a Black and Mild. I'm like, who the fuck is smoking? So I get like 2 stations along, and like I still smell it. So I pop my door, and I go walk through the train, and this young sister, you know, she's smoking, and I'm like, listen, I ain't even worried about the noise y'all making or whatever. It's pretty much only y'all on this car, but sis, I need you to put that out. So she look at me.
She was just puffing a Black and Mild on the train and shit.
Yeah, this is what they do. So she look at me, and she get up and she go to walk off the train. So in my mind, I think she going out there to ash it and then going to come back in and sit down or whatever. So I make my walk back to the cab and I take off. But she goes to the second car. So she on the second car smoking. So I get to 2nd Street, and now they getting off the train playing, you know, like goofy kid stuff. So I make a call like, listen, I need a police unit to meet me somewhere in Center City because I'm at 2nd Street and I got all of these kids on my car, like they acting rowdy or whatnot. And I just need somebody to just come, you know, I need a presence.
Just make sure everything was good. Yeah.
Make sure nothing goes wrong. 2 stations later, I'm at 8th Street. I pull up. This white gentleman, you know, is on his way to get on the train. and all of them are getting off the train. And I just see it as it's about to happen. And I'm like, please do not hit this man. And sure enough, they just
Oh,
go
bro,
in.
you spinning. Hold up. Is that me or you?
What do you mean? Like, they start, they jump board. And I'm like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. Like, yo. So one old head hops off the train and, start yelling at him like, yo, what is y'all doing? I let them know, look, the cops is on their way, so I don't even know why y'all even getting involved in any of this or whatever, right?
Right.
And I'm calling it at the same time. But number one, I'm not hopping up. Like, you got a physical situation. I'm not putting myself into that. That's for one. Like, you could call me whatever you want to call me, but that's not my situation. I'm not hopping in it unless it involves a woman or a child. I'm not hopping out there. My man, like, they don't hit hard enough. Like, they not hitting hard enough because dude is eating everything they throw it. Like, he's still standing. So, like, it's bad enough that y'all decide that y'all going to jump somebody, but y'all not even good enough at it to, inflict no real damage. Like, but it was corny. It was like complete sucker shit in my mind, as I'm pretty sure it is in your mind. And what did you gain from that shit? And then when people telling you that you're doing something wrong, and then you want to snap off and tell them, oh no, fuck you. You ain't say nothing before when we start like, no, like, you was wrong and you wrong. And like, that's one of the things that pisses me off to the highest of festivity, when people decide that they want to get mad at you because you telling them that they doing some shit that they know is wrong.
Right.
No, like, fuck. Chill the fuck out. Go somewhere. Like, while y'all sitting up here doing all of this shit that could get y'all booked for however long, y'all could have been out trying to get some girls.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that you y'all teenagers, this is what's supposed to be happening in this time, but like, stay the fuck away from my daughter.
Right.
But this is what y'all supposed to be doing. Y'all supposed to be out trying to build relationships, not people up. And these kids are the kids who are like, they're doing this, and they're these same kids. They've been doing this for a while, and they're getting away with it. Number one, because nobody's checking them on it. You got bad behaviors or whatnot. You supposed to check the behavior, and they're the crew people that they running with or whatever. Like, nobody. I don't know if it's even a leader within the situation. Everybody just doing what they feel like they should do because this person said we should do this and that person said that was cool or whatever. Like, nobody thinks for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to, oh, my fault. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, so like, that goes back to like what I said last week, when we like, there's no true sense of like OG anymore. Like, when I was a young boy, my OGs was like niggas that was like towards my dad's age, and like they did it, they lived it, they got through it. And then now them niggas is 50 something, so they're not on that look back like that. And if they are, is more on a positive towards the people that's geared my age. And then there's some dickheads who are around my age that are data OG, which I don't think that I should ever be in a position to. I had a young boy asking for AOG, can you buy me a cigarette? OG, nigga, I'm 27. You know what I mean? Like,
you said, I ain't trying to be OG yet. Yeah, that ain't where I'm trying to be with it.
Also, just real quick, Fab with the Young OG project, nigga, you a OG. He like that's you OG age. But anyways,
yeah. So,
but yeah. So
quick reset. I'm back in the building. So we here literally anything podcast for the people. Thank you for all for holding on and checking in with us, rocking with us. First hour of that is, it is what it is. When you're a dad, sometimes you gotta make moves and do things. So I had to be a dad in the process of being a podcast host, and we here and we ready to go.
Right.
But all right, so we done covered the Black Air Force Ones, my man with the Wallace effect. Oh, okay. So this is the one I got for y'all. I couldn't wait for this one. What's with the Paul Pierce situation? We gonna get on this. We gonna get on Paul Pierce.
I've been waiting to get on
the truth for Paul Pierce.
Yo.
Go ahead, Left.
Go ahead, Left. Yeah, go, Left. I'll let you. I want to hear you on this one first.
No, man, my cat sleep. I was gonna put some pussy on the screen, nigga.
Oh my god.
Yo, Paul Pierce is definitely the truth. Like, oh my gosh, yo. I mean, sometimes you gotta race.
Bro got an endorsement deal out of that, yo.
Yeah,
they offered him $250K.
Well, what?
To commentate basketball games with strippers.
No. Who offered him that?
Some porn company. I'm not, I don't follow the individual entrepreneurs.
That's a bag. But you know what? That's a dope lane though. You want to know why? Because Joe Rogan doesn't travel to the outside of the US when they do international UFC events anymore. So he said that he's trying to do a deal with the UFC where so you could buy the UFC event, the pay-per-view, or you can buy like him and his homies and they smoking, drinking, making fun of people. It's like, oh, he just got popped. Like that's a dope avenue to be able to.
Yeah, like because that's the uncut version of it. Like because that's what you used to. You watch most of that shit with your homies sitting there talking shit. So you want to hear what other motherfuckers are doing with their homies sitting there talking shit. And Joe Rogan's entertaining. He's gonna say some crazy funny shit.
And he knows what the fuck he's talking about too.
I'm about to say he knows what he's talking about, and he's going to invite interesting people. Which, in the end, that's all you want out of that shit is to have interesting people. So but no. So my man. So for those, I'll just summarize the story for those who might not be aware of it. My main man Paul Pierce went live on IG. First off, they cooked him all week because he went live for 300 viewers. he lost it all for 300 live viewers. Like. So
you don't got enough people to actually, facilitate a real live. Like, I mean, at least when Boosie was on it, he was like, "Put your pussy on the live, I give you $1,000." Like, yeah. He had enough people.
Boosie's top 5 stand-up comedians alive. Boosie's top 5 stand-up comedians alive, bro.
Man, listen, barber chair Boosie is like undefeated. Like. That brother get in that chair and start talking crazy.
Yo, man, you know what's a crazy versus battle? Boosie versus Plies talking shit.
Oh man, I would tune in for that.
I would tune in for that.
Yeah, Boosie versus Plies for sure. I would watch that shit. And
yeah, like I don't know because Plies done got on his whole political thing lately. I mean, like he a little different, like.
No, we're not talking about this new archetype where he like quarter Kirk Franklin. We're not talking about that archetype. No, we talking about Sweet Pussy Saturday archetype. That's the archetype
before that. Like, letting it off in the crowd in Gainesville, Florida. Letting it off in the crowd in Gainesville, Florida Plies. Murder season Plies. Down here, we in the middle of murder season. My take on Paul Pierce, for real, it was like we don't believe you. You need more people. I don't really think you like that. I personally think he knew he was on his way out at ESPN because there seems to have been a little there. Paul Pierce always been a cornball to me. Always been a corny nigga.
He's a hater. He's definitely a hater. He's an NBA hater.
See, here's the thing, and it's funny I got this sweatshirt on because I didn't even wear this on purpose. Y'all see what it is. Paul Pierce went here, and I got a very special bias and affinity for any players who go to KU. It's just what it is. Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU, that's my squad. So, for that, I fucks with Paul Pierce. For everything else, nah, I'm good. Like, this brother got beat in the club with a champagne bottle and stabbed by some weirdos in Boston, like
Benzino.
I'm about to say, wait a minute, when Benzino's chumping you, like I need you to think about that for a second. Like Benzino's a running gag around this motherfucker for a lot of people. Like, and respect to Benzino, that nigga had the source and all that shit. But like, Doug, nobody's like
But this
thinking
the
like
same,
he's the most G nigga ever. Like you don't
this the
think
same
like that's
gangster
not the lane you thinking of for Benzino.
Same gangster that decided to make a rap version of fucking D'Angelo. How does it feel? Took his shirt off and was just spinning around and shit.
Wait
That's
a minute.
not what you do. Yeah, you didn't hear about that shit?
I'm glad I didn't. That's one of the things that I might have heard. Even if I did, I probably purposely forgot about that shit.
I saw
Like, are you
the
kidding me?
world.
No, we not nipple flicking, bro. We not doing that. It ain't nothing cool about that shit.
Remember Paul Pierce last game?
No.
It was against the Warriors, and he was yakking like Kobe. Remember Kobe last game? Kobe
right.
34 shots. Shit wasn't working out for Paul Pierce like that.
First off, Paul Pierce thought he needed a farewell tour, and it made me laugh. Like, bro, you ain't that. This ain't that. Like as they say, this ain't that.
Like what was he? Was he going to go back to the Celtics to have his farewell tour? Is that what he did? Like, did he think, or was it supposed to be with Brooklyn?
It was supposed to be with whoever that last team was. No, I think his last one might have been the Clippers, though.
Oh, he was on the Clippers. I forget that completely.
I'm pretty sure that was his final year. But either way, it did not go the way Truth wanted it to go. And while he's a Jayhawk, and I always wish him the best, he definitely, I agree with that cornball assessment. He has always felt like that, heavy.
He
feel like he better than everybody, and dog, you're not. Sorry, I mean, you was nice. You was nice. Don't get me wrong. You was nice. You used to do some shit, but you not.
You can't have a nickname like Truth and not be able to play basketball.
Yeah,
so we not doubting your acumen, but come on, brother.
Draymond put the clamps on that man, and then I guess Draymond, because Draymond talk a lot of shit during the game.
Dre talk heavy.
So he was in his ear, and I guess Paul Pierce started going back, and he was like, "Yo, look where we at. They ain't giving you that Kobe send off. Like, they don't love you like that."
Yeah.
Oh, he was in his ear talking crazy.
You don't want to get Draymond started because he's gonna make you want to fight him. Like he no. The only way we can fix this is if I lay hands on this motherfucker. Like that's the kind of shit talk Dre is. Like he had you there.
Somebody told me my wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. I'm gonna shoot the whole fucking bus up.
Oh man, listen.
I'm gonna shoot the whole fucking bus up.
We it's gonna sound like a whole Griselda album out there, bitch. Boom, 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 boom. Like it's gonna be bad. Like no, we're not gonna do the Honey Nut Cheerios. And he said Honey Nut too. He couldn't even like it wasn't like a multi-grain or like just a regular Cheerio.
Like you fucking them Honey Nut Cheerios up. Like
Honey Nut Cheerios is a serious thing, man.
Man.
No, that whole situation was wild. That he's smoking that tight ass L, looking all crazy in the like, dog, who rolled that cigarette weed for you? Like that shit was so tight. Like he was holding that. Yeah, come on, Paul. Like, man, I wasn't convinced. I don't know what cool kid test he was trying to give us, but you failed miserably, MF.
That's what I said.
Nah, man, I don't. Yeah, when I saw how tight the L was, I said, oh, damn, he looked like one of them old niggas. And roll me a joint. Like, yeah.
One of them niggas that got the roach clip hanging from the rear view.
Yeah, hold on.
Why do you have roach clips,
right back?
Yeah,
that nigga out there like Butch, like
he got a box of water. No, hand me my Easy, my zigzags. Like what, nigga? He smoked like when he buy his weed, it come in like a manila envelope. Like
still got seeds in that shit.
He paid $10 for an ounce like that shit. That's exactly how he looked. He had the whole grandpa weed smoker archetype going on, bro. Heck, he got relaxed, man. I don't know what Paul Pierce thought that was going to work. How did he thought that was going to work out? But it did not work out at all, man. Like, oh man, that shit.
Ever tell y'all that Jalen Rose got me blocked on Twitter?
Yes, you told me. I've heard that before. Yes, I've heard that.
Tell a story, good bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's an asshole. That's the story. Go ahead. Yeah, this brother's an asshole. That's the story. I'm gonna let him tell the specifics, all right, but I can tell you the gist. D Hood's an asshole.
So I I followed Jalen Rose on Twitter. I don't know. No, well, hold on. Also, I wanted to put in perspective. Jalen Rose also followed me on Twitter, and I didn't know how it happened. Like I don't have that many followers. I have 300 followers on Twitter. I don't know how that happened. So Jalen Rose was following me on Twitter, and like it was like regular. And then I would just say like anytime he would tweet, I'd be like, I could think of 81 reasons why that probably wasn't the best tweet that you could throw on the wall. So one day the nigga just had enough, and then he responded to my shit and was like, "You ain't never gonna be nothing in life," and then just blocked me. I went to go take a screenshot of the tweet. Nigga, that shit was gone. I was like, "Oh, this nigga tweeted me back." I was bored as hell in college.
I can think of 81 reasons. Like, yo, you lucky he ain't find your address. I'd have like, no, stepped out like, why Jalen Rose here? Yeah, I think he came to fight me. Like, would have been the easiest, quickest.
Yeah, I would have punched that nigga right in his fucking line.
You would have had to, because Jalen Rose 6'8", and you want to get the first hit in on a nigga that big. Like, you don't want to let him get started. Like, even if he can't fight, just the fact that he got the 5 inches of height on you in length, like, I don't really want to get the tussling with this nigga. Hey, I don't have to.
I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. I'll fuck Jalen Rose up. There's a couple like Ben
you
Simmons
heard it here first on
Ben Simmons. I heard
my man said, run that fade, Jalen.
Yeah, I fuck Jalen Rose the fuck up.
That might be the title, nigga. I'll fuck Jalen Rose up.
I fuck Jalen Rose up, and because he ain't want no smoke with the LeVar Ball. That's how I know I'll fuck Jalen Rose up.
Well, first off, let's just LeVar like the old head who got somebody at the door with the hammer. Like, don't nobody really want, like, the way he talk, he ain't come without some of them things with him. Like, LeVar talk like a nigga who he like, nah, my homie at the door with the AK, no worries. Like, I'll this bitch out.
This whole shit look. This is what you gotta realize about LeVar Ball. Y'all forget that this nigga was an NFL tight end.
Yeah. If he played for the Jets.
Yeah, like I don't have no LeVar beef. LeVar all right with me.
Yeah, so don't think that he, all right, he just a tall motherfucker that's just that just talk shit. No, he get physical. So
yeah. But I'm saying me and LeVar are the same size. He just taller than me.
Right.
That don't make sense.
No. So right, I had this thing and I want to remember it before I forget it real quick. So y'all brothers both got tattoos, right?
Yeah.
And shut up. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, bro. It's something different. Listen. So y'all brothers both got tattoos. I do not have any. It's just never something I've been into, whatever. That's not the point of this conversation. Point of this conversation is this. What would you say is your favorite tattoo? Left. What's your favorite tattoo that you had?
I would say most meaningful tattoo.
Yeah, the one that just has the.
This one is the most meaningful one because my brother.
Right.
But just out of I mean this was still because it's the detail within it and everything.
Right. And y'all Brown brothers be having difficulty getting good detailed tattoos sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
what's your favorite tattoo that you got?
I am Groot.
That's probably my favorite one right now because it's pretty new.
Right.
Probably my African John. My African. I don't know because I finally got a Hove tattoo, so I don't. Probably.
I love this brother, yo. He really don't give a damn. Like he's just gonna do shit.
You know what I mean? My owl, my Jaguar, my Fontes, crocodile.
Right.
My I fuck your bitch on the pyramids.
Yo, this nigga here. All right, boom. So guess what? I got a tattoo from somebody that's better than all y'all motherfucking tattoos, and I'm about to tell y'all who it is. So this is a young man named Devontae Graham. Hold up.
You sound like a football player.
Wait a minute. No, man.
Sound like That sounds like a
like a
defensive
wide
end.
receiver and shit.
I was thinking a defensive end. Yeah.
So this young brother, can y'all see the screen?
Oh yeah, Cole.
This
Cole.
brother is
Cole.
a basketball
Cole.
player,
Oh,
and he has the unlimited ammo cheat code for GTA tattooed on his shooting arm.
Yeah, shooter.
When I tell you, that's the hardest shit ever, bro. Like it, like as far as it's not getting any better than that.
Right.
Like that's crazy. That's a cold ass tattoo. Like if you're gonna get a tattoo, do that shit.
Listen,
like,
that nigga shoot more than Ricky Davis.
Like, man, oh man, listen.
My nigga said, if y'all think that I'm gonna hesitate to shoot this bitch, then you are definitely in the playoffs with J.R. Smith.
Like, yo, and if you
know
anything about Ricky Davis, you know that motherfucker was a gun, and all he did was fucking shoot. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck. Pass. Nigga, what?
This brother, he puts any brother who jacked that tattoo was cold as hell to me, man. I was like, yo, I wonder if the brothers could appreciate that, seeing as how they got ink and all that. Like, because as a brother with no ink, I appreciated the hell out of that. I was like, damn, that's fire. Like, if you want to do it. Like, that's definitely a hell of a way to go with it as far as that.
I can definitely attest to that being like the symbolism behind it is beautiful. I love
phenomenal.
it. I love it.
Yeah, no, I thought that was good too. So let's see what else we got here. My man Tiger Woods was doing 87 and a 45, almost killed his damn self. They released the cause of the accident with Tiger. This brother was doing 87 and a 45.
Sometimes you gotta,
because he was late for a meeting with Drew Brees and Josh Herbert.
Sometimes you gotta race.
Fuck you are, because you was late for a meeting with Drew Brees. You was doing 80. You wilding, bro. Like spun the block, almost killed everything. But what I respect about him is he was like, man, yeah, go ahead, tell everybody. I don't care. Because at first they were at the beginning of the week, it was private and they wasn't letting the cause of it out. Then they said, man, I guess might as well let it rock.
You know what I thought when I first heard about the car accident?
Go ahead.
I was like, his wife whooped his ass again. I know she did. I know that bitch beat his ass.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, I hope he was by himself. That was the first thing I thought. Like, as long as he's solo, I'm okay. Like, if he lives and no one else was with him, we know it was just a regular accident. Because last time we thought Tiger had a car accident, the details came out like hour by hour, and by the end of the day, he had 37 porn bitches and a case. Like,
hold on, you want to know what's so cold? You don't want to know what's so cold? By the end of the week, South Park had it for him, my nigga. They had an episode already queued up. They said, "Nah, we're not running with this one."
No, Trey and Matt, they don't play that, man.
At
like,
all.
Yo,
at all.
Elin was not playing with that motherfucker. She, you know what I mean, through his driver, right through his motherfucking windshield. Fuck you, pussy.
Yeah, no, you can't. First off, he played around with a European white woman, and
they a different breed. They a different breed.
Like
straight from the soil. Like
that.
He's not gonna play ever again.
No, he's not. He's not.
Which is a shame because he got into that. He got it. What he won? What, the Masters? I think 2 years ago.
Yep.
2 years ago, which is that's dope. Like he on that comeback.
He was. Oh yeah, he was definitely on the right path for sure.
He was trending. He was trending upwards.
He was headed in the right direction. It's definitely sad. I think more than anything, once you see how serious it was, though, we just happy that brother ain't checked. And that he's still here, for us to,
shout out my man
have
Eldrick.
These sorts of discussions. You know what I mean? Eldrick Woods. You know what I mean?
Eldrick, not Eldrick.
Yeah, Eldrick Woods. Yeah.
Yo, when I think of Eldrick Woods, I think of a nigga with some Cavassier in a little cup, two steps
in a snifter.
Yeah,
one of them cups.
Yo, he definitely seems like he should be like Cavassier, like with a lisp. Like he should hang with that dude, like the ladies' man boy. He should hang with that nigga. He definitely sounds like one of those brothers.
Drink this right here, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I love it.
Can I tell y'all what I had to tell a nigga yesterday?
Tell
All
us
right.
what you had to tell a nigga.
I'm gonna read the transcript to y'all.
The transcripts.
We keep the receipts.
Look. Fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck those socks with the belt on it. Fuck your very F-word accent. Fuck your cheap ass cigar. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. And fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. And fuck the Queen. This America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue. Now get the fuck out my hotel room, because if I see you in the streets, I'm slapping the shit out you.
Wow.
That sound real Raleigh Freeman-ish.
And what? Yeah, I'm about to say you went on a revolution. Like,
Nah, I said it in my head.
Right?
That sound real Raleigh Freeman-ish right there. Like,
Hey,
man.
damn, what does this brother
Yeah.
do?
I
Yo,
said it in my head.
so listen, right? First off, I'm gonna try. I know neither one of you brothers have seen it, so I'm not gonna. It wouldn't be responsible of us to have a full conversation about it. But I'm gonna try my best to get this link to both of y'all throughout the week, and we're gonna talk about this Hitman and Cassidy battle next week. I've saw it, but like most of it, not the whole thing.
I heard Cass 30.
We all know what we heard. I want all y'all to see it, and we come up with our own opinion and discuss it. So responsibly, we'll do our best. I'm gonna do my best to get it to y'all if it's not organically available, and we'll discuss it at the proper time in the proper way. But according to the interwebs, yeah, Hitman lost to this motherfucker, and I said here on after that face off that
Cassidy. Oh, you said Cassidy going die.
Yeah, I thought I was listen, but mind you, I also said that Hitman might be my least favorite battle rapper. So I'm also not a Hitman fan. So I guess me putting faith in somebody who I didn't really rock with was my first mistake, because I don't know. It was a bad battle to me. But again, we won't get into it.
St. Louis took two big losses this week because Verb said he was fucking retiring and shit, and then Hitman get fucking kabunged and shit. So yeah, St. Louis gotta figure some shit out.
I love, right? What I love about these apps, right, is that when things go viral, we tend to like have these crosses of interest. Like Verb had a battle with Miss Hustle on the last Kings and Queens card, right?
Nigga got smoked.
So wait a minute though. But in that second round, he had like a little span of 16 bars that was fire. He went off. It was clearly his best round.
Yeah.
He still lost 3-0. But those 16 bars went viral, like because it was like, women cheat and do this and expect us. Like, it was just a whole little diatribe of a hurt nigga, basically. Like, that's how I read it. Like, whatever. But it went viral, and it was like all these kinds, like thousands of comments on the joint. So I go in there, with my acumen of the situation and what really happened. I'm reading the comments, and boy, like, yeah, because he smoked her. I said, did you watch the battle? Bro said, no, but there's no way he lost. Oh yeah, no, he didn't win this round. Yeah. No, that's impossible. Bro, you like stop getting on these apps and talking about shit y'all don't know. And then when a motherfucker like myself or somebody else come along and actually know what they talking about, y'all try and act like we like fucking with y'all, we trolls, or cyber, but like fuck out. Shut up. It don't cost you nothing to shut the fuck up. You know what? If I ain't like in the words of my man Chappelle, that's what I would do if I ain't had no army. I would shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. Like, you gotta relax. Stop talking for the sake of having some shit to say. Like,
what's my favorite right now? My favorite right now is like you just be typing that just because you have fingers. Like that's what you be doing. You just be typing because you have fingers.
Twitter fingers, nigga.
It is a fact, man. Twitter fingers are real. All right, so story time, y'all. Now, y'all know I work with high school kids now, right?
Facts.
All right, so I'm gonna set the scene for y'all and give y'all this story because this oh man, if I was 17 again in this age, I will be I'd have turned out to be a very different adult. So I'm happy that I grew up when I did. But all right, so the young boys is talking. It's lunchtime, right? We sitting in there now. The way it's working is me in a class with like 7, socially distanced young men. They doing their thing on the computer. So I'm not teaching or instructing them in any way, shape, or form. I'm simply there to make sure they stay on task with their cyber teacher. Like I said, it's lunchtime though. I say we, because I'm doing work, not paying them no mind, letting them have a conversation that 17-year-old should be having.
Right.
Young boy says, man, all I know is they start talking about sports. So he like, man, I ain't into sports. They like, well, what you do? He like, man, you know, I play video games a little bit. Yeah, and then after that, mostly I just watch porn. Yo, and he was just so forthcoming with the shit, bro. He just came out of nowhere. Like, I was so stuck. So, boom.
You know, stuff like that makes me so uncomfortable, right?
Yo, listen, bro. Could you imagine me sitting there trying not to be in these young boys' conversation and just let them have their lunch? And this young boy like, no, I just mostly watch porn. So they all bust out laughing. They like, yo, what is you doing? He like, y'all fronting like y'all don't. He like, no, but we don't just be sitting in the joint talking about it, whatever the case is. He like, man, listen, I got a subscription and everything. So
porn is free, my nigga.
So one of the young boys, this started giving me the insight as to how much porn they watching and the type of shit these young boys into. So one young boy says, yo, it's like 100,000 free videos, and you gonna pay. Look, he said, and you gonna pay for a subscription? Young boy looked up and straight face as a motherfucker was like, sometimes the free Jones don't have what I'm looking for. Man, I'm listening to this shit, Ryan, dog, like unprofessional as hell. Like all professionalism is gone at this point. Like there's just no, I'm not in any way, shape, or form trained on the job I'm supposed to be doing. Now I'm in the conversation. Wait a minute, time out, young boy. You said the hundreds of thousands. First off, rewind. Why you know it's over 100,000 videos on the porch? My man said, oh, no, yeah, I ain't going to say I ain't never been on there before. I'm like, all right, cool. Back to you. What are you into that you can't find?
Yeah, like, what is your category?
Young man?
What is
like,
your categories, my
I'm
man?
like, I said, you know what? That's a question I don't really want to know the answer to. I just need you to stop being this free-flowing with information around people. Like, this is a safe space. You good in here, but my nigga, like, don't go on the playground talking about this. Like, y'all shouldn't like, don't go to work and have this conversation. Like, code switch like a motherfucker on this. Like, this shit was
y'all sitting
crazy,
with Bunny Colvin right now. When you go out into the regular world,
listen, wait a minute, but that's not even the full kicker. Young boy goes, so they asking them questions. They like, yeah, like what you into? They saying their little conversation or whatever. Spend a block on that. He like, man, it was only $1 for the whole year. I'm like, wait a minute.
What is this subscription? My man. Wait. It was $1 for the whole year. What the fuck was I need to know, nigga? Because I'm on Tasty Black. I'm on TastyBlacks.com and that shit free.
Listen, first off, that is a whole nother discussion with your ass. I ain't gonna get into that with you. But this young boy. Really,
I don't got no subscription. That's not a subscription situation.
So look, subscription. He says it's $1 for the year. I jump right in. Boom, young boy. You went and got a credit card. He was like, "Oh no, it's on." I had a prepaid Visa, John, and they let me put it on there. I'm like, wait a fucking minute. You took your grandma's birthday gift. You
that nigga went and got the green dot card and was like,
scratched the number, activated that shit. So you could beat it. Oh my goodness, man. Like, yo, when I tell you I laughed at this shit for a cool hour, man. Like, what the hell? And this is and this is kind of like the point that I was saying at the beginning. Like, all that shit is right in their hand. Like, literally. They ain't gotta go nowhere. Like, yeah, literally and figuratively. Yeah, that's a bar. That's a bar. Yeah, like, yeah. Like, this right in their hand. Like, the access is crazy with these young boys, but yeah, man, like so then the one young boy, like, and this is how well they know porn, right? This is how well they know it. So the one young boy was like, yo, he the type of nigga that think when they say it's a girl 2 miles away, it's real. I'm like, wait a minute, why do y'all know so much? Like, yo, man, I tell you what, This was the most entertaining goddamn conversation I had with these young boys in a very long time. That shit was hilarious, bro.
Left, I don't know if you ever been subjected to such. Left, I don't know if you ever been subjected to such, but this nigga KP sent me a Pornhub link before. This nigga KP.
Wait. Understand, he don't gotta send me nothing.
Hold on.
No. Let the context go. Let him give you context.
Because
there's a reason for this.
So first of all, truthfully speaking, I don't watch porn. I don't really like it. It doesn't really do much for me. The facts are the facts.
And that's fine.
That's my truth. That's my truth, and I live by it. So I don't watch porn. It actually kind of makes me uncomfortable. Sometimes I try and get in my bag and watch black porn, but then beats me too hard. And I end up freestyling with my dick out. So I just
Yo. Oh God.
Wait.
Yo.
He went too far with that shit. Like, wait a minute. God
anyway,
damn.
tell a story, please, about how this ended up happening.
Me and Paige ain't talked for like 3 days, and that's rare. That's rare that me and him don't have some level of dialogue for 3 days. We out of nowhere, I get a Pornhub link, and you knowing that this Joker got an Android, it ain't no preview. So that shit sat for a minute because I ain't want to see no okie doke. I ain't want to see nothing that this man is interested in. I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to nothing at all. So then we get to work. And this Joker asked me, he came up to me first thing in the morning. I was like, bro, I don't want to talk to you. And he's like, why? And I was like, bro, like I don't want to talk to you. And so then it eased out, and then he's like, yeah, you watched that Mook versus Lux battle? No, like it's not out yet. He was like, I sent it to you. I was like, what the fuck did you send it to me on? Because I texted it to you. I was like, no, you did not. I haven't talked to you in a week. He was like, nah, I sent it to you. Check your phone. So I opened my phone. I'm like, I don't see no Lux versus no fucking. Man, this nigga sent it to me in a Pornhub link. Oh, what kind of goofy ass nasty shit is
Listen, so let me explain to you how bootleggers are vicious, right? These brothers will find any way, shape, or form to get around the authorities involved with putting their shit out. So the battle dropped, and my man put it was Mook and Verb actually.
Oh, Mook and Verb, okay.
Yeah. So the battle dropped, and I'm in a few battle rap groups on Facebook. So I'm going through Facebook, and they're like, yeah, I got that link. So I, same as this man, unbeknownst to myself, click the link. Next thing I know, I'm on Pornhub, but the actual battle, full battle, is in the Pornhub link. I'm like, man, fuck it. Share the wealth. See if my man want to watch this young. Now, I didn't think to warn this nigga prior to, because what the fuck, bro? Just open the shit. I ain't gonna send you no crazy shit like that.
The way my friends is set up, I ain't know if you was one of them niggas.
Now, mind you, this was fairly new into our like we was cool,
and
like yo,
at this point in our friendship, everything that I say made him uncomfortable. So why is this grown man sending me Pornhub links? I don't know.
Yo, that shit's hilarious.
Pornhub shit right here, dog. Like, yo,
bruh.
Lexia Moore out here taking two, dog. Like, yo.
Wait a minute. Shenanigans. I call shenanigans. Like, you are wilding.
Yo, one time I was talking to a shorty.
Click on the link.
And Shorty, I asked Shorty, like, you get in those comments, you ever have threesome before? You ever do this? You ever do that? We in college, so college is about time.
Right.
So I'm asking, I was like, yeah, like, she asked if I ever have a threesome before. I give her my answer. And I was like, you ever have a threesome before? She was like, yeah, I had a bunch of threesomes. And I was like, oh, where are you? Like, how you like it? She's like, I don't know. The one brother was cool, but the other brother, I said, sis, that's a train. That's not no fucking threesome.
Listen,
you had a train rode on you.
Man, listen.
There is a difference.
Difference.
There's a difference. And I mean, and from a woman's point of view or whatever, they'll tell you that no, that's. I mean, no. The like only way that's. Go ahead.
The only way that's a train. I mean, the only way that's a threesome is if the niggas is involved too. That's how I view that as
exactly.
That's a threesome.
Exactly, and that's not my cup of tea.
I mean, you know, everybody's got their thing, and if that's not yours, that's okay. We don't judge you for what you do. Just don't judge us for having nothing to do with it. And that's what it is. So yeah,
I remember being in middle school and high school, like, hey yo, you want to go over Shorty house? We want to run a train on her, all 5 of us.
No, bro. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing, right?
All right.
And this was always the stance that I maintained on this when I had this, because that was never me either. I'm not doing that. Y'all got that anyway. First off, I'm scared we're gonna catch a case once she get embarrassed and change her mind, and she gonna say we all did something to her. But secondly, if I ain't first, I'm not going. Like, no, I'm cool.
Something told me I was gonna be telling this story tonight.
I'm gonna take my headphones off.
Oh shit!
All right. So
I bet you I heard this story before.
You have heard this story.
I think nigga, you was there.
No, I guarantee goddamn T I wasn't there.
My cousin called me up one day. I'm not using no names in this story. Everybody
you got use relations. We just going to just tell the story.
Folks called me up one day like, yo, I got this shorty. Like, she said that she could take 3 Yamins at one time. What's up? Where your camera at? You got your camera, right? Yeah, I got my camera. What's up? Cool. Boom. So, all right. I grabbed my camera. I grabbed the battery charger and shit. He like, yo, I'm gonna be at your door in like 15 minutes. Cool. Go upstairs, hop in the shower, get myself right. Boom. 15 minutes later, bang, bang. Outside. All right, cool. Come outside. We take this ride. So we slide to the chick crib or whatever. She take us shopping. Go get dinner. She cook us dinner and shit. We in the crib like, this is the shit. Like, smacking hands like, yeah, this is going down. So, I mean, she feed us. We sitting there. We chilling. We cool. The next thing you know, all right, come on upstairs. Okay. So now we upstairs in the bedroom and it's starting to go down. So they doing their work.
Yo, just let him go, bro. Let him go. You got it. The crescendo in this motherfucker here. Go ahead.
I'm so I'm so stressed right now.
Breathe, nigga. Breathe. Gotta breathe, dog.
This room is getting so small. I don't like it, but continue. Maybe I'll listen like this.
So
if I only use one ear, it only hurts half as much. This nigga.
Yo, I hate you.
Oh shit! Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Like I say, the situation is happening a lot, and folks behind her, she going back and forth between one guy. It's a weird situation, mind you, but like I'm at the time, I'm probably like 22, 23. You know, it's a weird time. So
I bet
she doing her thing,
to say the least.
Yeah, so she doing her thing. My other homie switch, you know, like we basically going in a circle. All right, you hit, you get hit, like, so it's like, all right, then we swap. Boom.
Wait.
Turn,
pause right there. If you are listening to this shit or Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go to YouTube and go to the 158 timestamp and rewind 3 minutes and just watch Hood face through this whole fucking story. He looks like he's shitting right now. He really looks like he's taking his shit on air. Like right now.
I don't know if I want to do it.
He's so uncomfortable.
I hate a tamale right now. I don't like this. That's what you look like,
bro. You look like you had some hot sauce on your burrito,
I'm sorry. I'm
baby.
Really, no, I love you to life. I'm not judging you.
Oh my God!
Listen,
no, I know that. No, he's
okay.
absolutely no. He really not though. I promise you, he's weird as shit with this anxiety. But it's funny watching it because I just see this nigga and oh man, please go back and watch this shit if you listen to no audio. Go ahead.
So it's like kind of like how you see us in the boxes and shit, the triangle offense and shit. So there's one man at the top. There's one man at the top. You know, he's smashing. The two over here is like, all right, she back and forth between y'all. And then it just switched like, boom. All right, cool. You move on your side. So Exactly.
Y'all was doing a TikTok on this bitch. Holy shit.
Look, we switch. Boom. So when it's my turn to hit, listen, look. So I'm trying to live up to the standard of what's going on and shit. Like, yeah, we bombing this bitch. Like, so then when it's my turn to smash, I'm like, ooh. No, get right. No, nigga, you can't. It was not working. Like, dog, you can't be fucking serious. So now these niggas looking at me like, yo, are you serious? Like, you just.
Wait, why are they mad at you?
I'm about to say, man, my only problem with the story is
why are
is
they
their
mad at you?
disappointment. Like,
Nigga, we told her we was gonna give her 3 dicks.
It's 2 other niggas in the room. Fuck you mean? Why?
yo,
My stomach hurts so bad.
this fucking
Because
story.
This is not
shit.
what I am accustomed to. I am a dude who is accustomed to being with this woman in a room, just me and her, and da da da. Like, yo,
I was hoping you was gonna say mano y mano, because I was not gonna let that go.
yeah. See, here you go.
Yo,
He's smart. He's smart.
Yo,
smart. Like, yo, so when we get like after the situation goes down or whatever, right? We get back to the block. We back on the block and shit, chilling. I come back around the corner one, like the next day, and motherfuckers like, yo,
I was about to
can't
say
get
I would have
right.
went home. Oh,
Yo, this is the
They
next
had
day. They're like,
jokes
yo,
for you.
can't get right. Can't get right. What the fuck?
Nigga,
I know y'all niggas didn't. Y'all niggas
first
told
off,
that-
all right. I'm gonna rewind, right? So I don't have no issue with none of that if that's what you're into. My problem with this with this story is this: how y'all making fun of me for some shit that we shouldn't have been doing from the like, yo, that whole shit is wild, bro.
No.
Like I couldn't even imagine myself in that because again, that's just not me. But boy, oh boy, it's no way in hell we soldier boy telling them on this bitch, and I decided that my shit decided to not do what it do, and y'all look at me with disappointment, like fuck out of here, like.
Hey,
But you were supposed to be knocking it out.
You the only nigga I know that can't get his dick hard around 2 other niggas.
I couldn't wait to see you tear that pussy up. Like, oh, wait a minute, bro. What the fuck was that? No, yeah, like, yeah, skirt, like, yeah, like that's man. I definitely remember that story, and I definitely feel like that shit is the worst shit ever. Like, oh man, I gotta really think on what this week's episode is going to be named because. Holy shit! Like I don't know.
They got everything in their hands. Literally.
Oh my
man,
god!
like,
I have such bad.
We have discussed way too many penises in this motherfucker episode. Like,
I have such bad anxiety right now.
No, bro. First off, like I said, oh god, watch this shit, y'all. Like I said, if you are audio listening to this, when you get a minute, go right to YouTube and watch the shit out of this because this brother's body language was hilarious, man. Like, god damn, bro. Oh man.
Nobody understands how much sex makes me uncomfortable. Like people who know me are like, why? Like they don't understand.
But you showed up on this earth because of sex, and you're anxious about the shit. Like,
bro, I don't want to think about Tasha and Darnell, my nigga. Why would you say that?
I want to think about Tasha and Darnell.
I don't want to think about. My mom literally just called me like her name, like Tasha, because I have my mom in my phone as Tasha. Tasha popped up. He's like, "You on this earth?" Because your daddy skeeted in your mom's and her on my MacBook.
Shit.
I'm going to fuck
man.
bro.
Oh my goodness, yo.
This week's episode was brought to you by Tasha and Darnell.
Oh yeah, like
yo, wait. Can I tell y'all a funny story about my parents?
Yeah, we about to do the last circle. Let's go, man. Let me get one from you.
All right. So real quick. So my mom and dad had a very tumultuous relationship. Okay, I'm not going to get into details, but my mom don't like to keep her fucking hands to herself. My dad, they went back and forth, fell out, bro. Why the fuck it's Tasha. Leave me alone.
I've received text messages from my mom every week since we started doing this shit during the show.
Podcast, bro.
So
stop calling me on my podcast.
Shit, Joyce is liking posts on Instagram right now.
All right.
I didn't even put nothing on Instagram. I am awful with that. I'm gonna be better this week, y'all. I promise.
That's my fuck up too. I need to be better with Instagram as well.
Yeah, I got to do better because and I'm about to say y'all could just tag the page and anything y'all do. So we all got to be better on Instagram. Yeah. We'll hold ourselves accountable to that. But go ahead with your story, brother.
So my parents had me. My mom got 2 kids. My dad had 1 daughter. I'm the only one between my 2 parents. Moving forward, rocky relationship. Get married when I was in 2nd grade. They separated by the time I was in 4th. 5th grade, divorce conversations started happening. The divorce is finalized when I was in 7th grade. Moving forward, down the line. I'm 20-something years old. I'm 20. My dad passes away. Transitions on. And leading up to that point, my mom talked mad shit on my dad. Like, you just, like, both of them was bitter. Like, my dad would talk shit about my mom would talk shit about my dad. To their friends, it would get, hey, tell your mom I said, stop fucking talking shit about me. She just mad. Hey, tell your dad that I said he told such and such boyfriend, all those things. Moving forward, my sister tells me, hey, your dad came to me in a dream. Okay, cool. What you want me to do with this information? Then my brother told me, hey, your dad came to me in a dream. I'm like, all right, what you want me to do with this information? Then there's like mad people telling me like, yo, yeah, your dad came to me and said, I got to look out for you. Like, make sure you graduate. And I'm like, damn, bro, like I've been begging for this and it ain't nobody, like this is not happening. That's 2014. I graduate college in 2016. 2016 roll around. I'm like depressed. I'm like, fuck, I had a bomb ass job while I was in college. Why can't I find a job out of college? Like, I wish I had my dad's guidance right now. Like, I don't know what to do. So finally, one day I got off of work. I worked a double, got off of work for my little BS retail job. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching John Jones and Daniel Cormier was supposed to fight again. John Jones ended up got kicked because of hit and run situation. So he fought Anderson Silva. I'm watching that at UFC 200. Next thing you know, it goes off, turn it off. My dad comes, I'm wide awake. My dad comes walking around the corner. And I'm like, oh shit. So my dad sits next to me on the couch and I'm like, what's going on? He was like, hey, yeah, I know you've been calling for me, X, Y, and Z. So me and my dad had this whole conversation, like crazy shit. Me and my dad had this whole conversation. And before my dad my dad said, hey, bro, tell your mom to stop talking shit about me all the time. Like, I'm dead. Let it go. Like, let that shit go. I'm dead. Like, that's literally what my dad says to me. And I bullshit you not. I call my sister Shantae the next day, which that's my mom's daughter. Call my sister Shantae, and I'm like, hey, I talked to my dad finally, X, Y, and Z. Like, I was like half asleep. I might have been asleep on the couch, but I did get to talk to my dad. He came to me, X, Y, and Z. She's like, oh, what'd he say? So I told her the whole situation. So then at the end, I was like, yeah. And my dad was like, he told me to tell mommy to stop talking about him. Like, she always talking shit about him, and like he going. So then she was like, we gotta call mommy. We gotta call mommy and tell her. So we called my mom, and I was like, hey, yeah, my dad came to me in a dream. She was like, oh yeah, that's nice. And I was like, yeah, he was like, he said stop talking shit about him. Like, he did let it go. She was like, ain't nobody think about no damn Darnell. He hung up. Like, bro, that's how you still be talking shit about this dead man, bro.
Ain't nobody thinking about no damn Darnell. Yo, that is the most mom response anybody could give to a question like that. Man, everybody thinking about no goddamn Darnell. That sounds like Kevin Hart when he said my dad was a literal stepdad. Ain't nobody come to step like
yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious, man. But oh man, so I think we covered everything that I had written. Right. We can spin the block if it's anything that I don't know. I think we should just shut it down from there because
man.
Darnell and Tasha like
why would we get them together? That I forgot. Like I forgot.
Oh man, god damn!
Nobody thinking about Darnell. I mean,
between that and the pornography stories and my man with his overt uncomfortableness, that shit was hilarious, brother. Oh man, like that's good enough for me, y'all. Literally Anything podcast for the people. We appreciate y'all checking in with us. So here's the deal, right? We got May coming up. Like it's April now, but May will be here before we know it. So what we're going to start in May is our interviews. We're going to start our interview series, but we are not going to be doing interviews just in the flow of the show. Me and the fellas talked about this last week. We will not be doing interviews in the flow of the show. We will be doing interviews separate and uploading them separate. But the interviews will be with small business people. So we will all have one. We will rotate. We'll try to do the interviews as a unit. If it happens at 2 or 3 or whatever, everybody can't make it, we'll get it done either way, and we will upload them, and that'll be some extra content. So please be on the lookout for that. I said I was going to start taking the episodes off of Facebook, but as I look at the analytics of it, I'm going to just leave them up there only because people are still checking them out, man. We still getting views. And as long as people are going there looking for the content, I'm not going to take the content down. So that was the reason why I didn't do that this week. Anything real quick, Hood, before we any last words before we get up out of here, brother?
Nah, man.
Man.
Keep on rocking in the free world.
do.
Yep. Do. Yeah, nah.
You ain't know I knew nothing
man,
about that.
Remain positive. I want to tell everybody something. If it don't fucking matter what your situation is, nobody is inherently entitled to your energy. I want to tell y'all that is something that I've been dealing with recently. There was a day this week where I was feeling so fucking good, and I haven't felt this good in so long. And I felt usually feeling this good. I'm like, let me help somebody. Let me do this. Let me do that. I had a whole business opportunity be presented my way. I'm gonna let y'all know when we get off. And I didn't want to fucking share that with nobody. And I was, damn, you know what? Let me keep my fucking happiness to myself right now, because don't nobody check for me when I'm not feeling great. Like, I'm very good at saying, hey, I'm not feeling that great. I don't want to talk, but I need to get better at I'm feeling amazing right now. I don't want to talk, because I need to reserve some of my energy for me. So that's what I want everybody to leave with. Your energy is for you. Nobody's entitled to it. That's all yours.
Facts. I love that shit. Left.
Yeah.
You about to say some bull? I already know.
I just want y'all ladies to know.
Once again, let me set the scene. Again, if you on Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, any of that shit, go to YouTube and look at this motherfucker. Go ahead, man.
I just want you ladies to know that before we go, just take it slow.
You little
And
hoe.
when your man come to you, don't say no.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Wait. The views of Lefty are not the views of the entire cast. They're his alone. Like,
Deshaun Watson said, this nigga spitting.
Yo, there it is. You're absolutely fucking right. Literally Anything podcast for the people. Episode number 5, shutting it down. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Please continue to show up and give us. Yeah, man. Like, I don't fucking know what this rollout is that this brother has. Like I said, this nigga does not represent the unit. The opinions of Lefty are Lefties alone.
Hey, real quick. I don't know why I just thought of this. Before we go.
Oh, shit. This is about to be way out left field.
So I was in college, right? I had my college girlfriend over. The night before we made coitus.
Wait, who the fuck are you? Sheldon, my nigga?
Oh,
That
nigga said we made coitus. Go ahead, bro.
So I mean, I'm a chubby nigga, so I'm hungry. You feel me?
I understand that. I can respect that.
So, and it was like a real drunk night. So I roll over, go to bed, whatever. We had this slow janitor. Like he definitely had some,
Right.
And in the morning, I got to go to work, hop up out of bed, throw my towel on, about to go into the bathroom. And he stopped me. Hey, DeJour, talk to me for a little bit. I talked to this man for like 15 minutes. That's usually how it goes. Like, all right, bro, I gotta go. Like that's how you just have to end the conversations with him. I go in the bathroom and I walk past the mirror and I'm like, hold up. I walk back and look in the mirror. Why my beard looked exactly like Lefty's? my whole face looking. And I sat in that man's face for 15 minutes talking to that man, and my whole everything looked exactly like
with
Lefty's.
all the juices and berries on your whole
What
shit. Yo,
the hell is going on
Oh,
between the
man.
sheets and my
I'm leaving y'all
home?
with that.
this brother had the leave-in conditioner on his shit. Wildin'. You wildin' right now. Yo, ain't this nigga shit was looking pure and moisturized. Like, oh no, this is
Girl,
natural
about to
juices
have
and
a-
berries.
Oh, it's about
Yo.
to be some shit. How did I
Oh,
get
man.
into this? She
Yo,
never came home
listen,
with this
man.
bitch.
Take good care of yourselves. Take good care of your peoples. LAP, we out. Love y'all folks, man. We gone. This nigga.